Alright, today I'm going to guide you through how to use ChatGPT effectively. First things first, we need to sign up at chatgpt.com. After signing up, you'll be redirected to this page. So before we go further and start chatting with ChatGPT, let me show you some of the important features. Click on your profile and then click on personalization. Here you can see the option to enable or disable fast answers. Another cool option here is that you can update your name, occupation, and more information about yourself. Basically, this is where you can add a detailed bio about yourself, things like what you do, what your skills are, your age, your goals, and even what kind of personality you want ChatGPT to have when responding to you. As you can see, I've also added my own information so ChatGPT can give me answers related to my field, my skills, and my personality. Every time ChatGPT responds to your chats, it can use the information you've provided about yourself to make its responses more relevant to you. You also need to enable memory so ChatGPT can remember useful information across your conversations throughout your account. Click on Manage Memory, and here you can see the information ChatGPT has saved about you in detail, which it can use to personalize your future responses. Now, let's chat with it. I'm going to ask it about CI/CD, and there you go. It has responded with detailed explanations and examples. You can also copy any section if you want. At the bottom, you can see options to copy, like, dislike, and share the response. If something went wrong, or you simply want to try again with the query you asked, you can click this option. Here, you'll see three options: try again, think longer if you've asked a complex query, and search the web. Let's click on try again. Once it's complete, you can see different versions of the response. You can go to a specific version by clicking these back and forth arrows. You can also have ChatGPT read the message aloud. If you don't want to type at all, you have an option here to record your voice, and ChatGPT will convert your voice into text. And honestly, this is one of the coolest features in AI chatbots. A lot of people are really attracted to this feature because you can simply speak instead of typing everything. We can also share this chat with other people. You can move this chat to a specific project, pin the chat, archive it, or delete it. Once you pin a chat, a new pinned section will appear in the left sidebar. Let's try another feature, which is search the web. Select web search, then type anything, and ChatGPT will search the web instead of relying only on its own knowledge. Let's suppose I ask about the difference between generative AI and agentic AI. All right, you can see that it fetched data from the TechTarget website and used that information to answer the question. It will also show you the sources of the data it fetched so you can check where the information came from. Let's check another feature of ChatGPT, image generation. I have this short prompt and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to generate an image based on it. It has started generating the image. And there you go. Look at this. It has generated such an amazing and realistic image. You can also edit this image. Once you click on the image, you'll see a few options. You can also change the aspect ratio. For example, if I want the image in a different ratio, I simply select the ratio I want and hit enter. And now it has generated the image in the selected ratio. Let's say I want to remove an object from this image. ChatGPT gives you a really cool option for that as well. Click on remove, then select the object you want to remove. For example, let's select this dustbin in the image, select it, and click send. It has started working on it. Let's see the result. This is really amazing. It has completely removed the trash dustbin from the image. Let's try it one more time. This time I'm going to remove this softbox light, select the area, click send, and look at this. It has removed it really cleanly. We can also like or dislike the image, share it, or download it. After the image feature, we have the library option in the navigation menu. This will show you the images and files you've been working with. You can select and delete any file if you want. You also have different filters here to help you find specific files. Another cool automation feature is connectors, but this requires a paid plan. This feature allows you to connect ChatGPT with third-party software and tools and build automations. I'll teach you how to use this in the next video. Next, we have projects. We can create a project and have as many chats as we want inside it. It has two types of memory. You can either use your default memory or you can set the project to project-only memory. With project-only memory, the chats inside that project will stay focused on that specific project and won't use memories from your other projects. You can also set specific instructions for each project and delete the project whenever you want. Next, we have Codex. Codex is OpenAI's programming-focused tool designed specifically for coding and software development. We're not going to try this in this project, so we'll skip it for now. On the left sidebar, we have our chat history. You can edit the names of specific chats or delete them. And finally, we have an important search filter. For example, if you have a long and detailed chat history and you want to find a specific conversation topic or chat name, this search field will help you quickly find it. Alright, that's all for this video. I hope this video helped you understand the most important features of ChatGPT and how you can use them effectively. We'll meet in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.